Crimson Trace now offers a complete line of electronic sights, ranging from a fixed magnification battle sight to reflex sights with the latest power management features. Purpose-built and versatile. Find yours at crimsontrace.com.
From the Crimson Trace booth at SHOT Show 2020, you're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
Oh man, are we ever having fun around here? Your friends walk by, people in the gun business, people you've known a long time, and you got folks. I mean, I know it's terrible for me to actually say this because you can't be here and I'm here, but it is just way fun, man. I'm just telling you. Ryan Repp just walked in for Brownells, and we were talking about that. It's like you're hanging out with your buds.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we all have this passion, this shared passion.
Yeah, absolutely. It befuddles me because every once in a while you hear somebody in the industry be like, it's SHOT Show. Like they're not into it because it is long days, it's long hours. But to your point, you see all your buddies, it's cool.
But you're right. Right before we went on, you said, but you got to understand, it is trying to kill you.
Yeah. Between the desert and the social hours after hours, it does try to kill you.
So you did the IV thing, huh?
I did. I did an IV treatment this morning with a friend. Not that I needed it for the record.
This is like going to a bar, except you go to a place where they do IVs.
Yeah, you just select in. It's like you're ordering a smoothie at a restaurant. You can select the treatment that you want. So
I'm loving this idea.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, I'd like licorice. Thank you very much.
Right.
Every time I go by the Brownells booth, I can't get in.
It's always a busy place. We have a number of our ambassadors who you come by. So we've got Lou Ferrigno, we've got Tig from Benghazi, so a number of the social media folks. So we keep the booth busy. And
for a long time, Brownells was just this quiet little under-the-radar gunsmith supply place.
Yeah.
And you're not that at all anymore.
No, the thing is, I think brands have to take on personalities of who's in there. And we've got some incredible personalities, some over-the-top gun people, hardcore 2A folks. And it's time to wear those colors, right? And it's time to tell people who you are.
Excellent. All right. So what you got?
Well, you know what? New this year at SHOT Show for us is it's kind of new, kind of not. It's kind of our continued tribute to Eugene Stoner and the fellas that that developed the early AR platforms. Everybody. Hopefully, your audience is familiar with the retro rifles.
The whole retro thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those have been out for a couple years. Last year at SHOT Show, we announced the BRN 180, which of course is a similar firearm with modern technology or upper last year to the AR 18.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a lot of feedback from the customer base about, hey, you know what, that BRN 180 is what we call it. It's been really cool. We're out with it in a 16.5-inch barrel and a 10.5-inch barrel. But everybody was like, it's really cool because it comes out and it adapts to mil-spec lowers. But some people were actually like, I don't want it to adapt to my mil-spec lower. I want it to look more like an original AR-18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this year what's new for us is two BRN 180 lowers. So there's
the firearm part.
Yeah, the actual firearm part. Right. And it's not being sold as a gun. It's just being sold as a lower.
So, but you take your BRN 180 up or drop it on there, and now you got this authentic looking.
Yeah, closer to authentic looking original AR-18.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat.
Is this for people who like to shoot them or want to collect them?
Either way.
Okay.
But they're definitely shooters.
All right. Good.
Absolutely definite shooters. So the BRN 180, we have two of them. There's the BRN 180 lower, and then there's the BRN 180M lower.
Okay.
But the BRN 180 lower, again, it's going to look very traditional, closer to that original AR-18. But the cool part is that it has a Picatinny rail on the back, so all these SB tactical braces and that sort of thing where you can adapt. A collapsible stock at the back goes right on the back of that big rail.
Put some thought into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what happens when you have gun people. I was going to say gun guys, but that actually is not correct in your case because you got gun gals as well.
Plenty of gun gals in the office.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you really do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So what else are you showing people now?
So the 180M the 180M lower, the BRN 180M lower. Is a little bit different take, so it's more of a standard-looking AR lower, but it's in billet, and it comes with that Picatinny rail on the back.
Okay.
So, and those are, the 180 is going to be available, the regular 180 available probably in a couple weeks. The BRN 180M is available on the site now.
And you order it from Brownells, and on the lowers, they have to get shipped to an FFL.
Yep, just use our dealer network.
And you've got dealer network already set up.
Yeah, we have close to 10,000 partner dealers across the country.
So you make it easy.
Yeah, yes, no issue at all.
You do not want to make it hard for people to give you money, ever.
Right. and we don't want to abate folks exercising their Second Amendment rights any more than necessary.
Yeah, and anybody that wants to have another gun, we are actually in favor of that.
Oh, entirely.
Okay.
Expressly and entirely.
All right.
So, and then the other kind of in that piece of the tribute to Stoner piece is we're actually working with hopefully a number of your listeners are familiar with Ian and Carl from InRange TV, and then Ian from Forgotten Weapons, big YouTuber guys.
Right.
They launched a project in 2017 called the What Would Stoner Do Rifle Project. And both Ian and Carl, being real students of the firearm game and history guys and this sort of thing, said back in 2017, hey, given today's first off, going back to what Eugene Stoner's charter was, develop a rifle that's more efficient and lighter and all the things.
And for those who don't know, Eugene Stoner created the original AR-15, became the M16, the Vietnam rifle, all the way up to the AR-15s that we use today. Perfect. That's how it all started with Eugene Stoner. Yeah. Just in case there's somebody who's wondering, what are you guys talking about?
No, it's incredibly important, right? Yeah. Because before I got in the industry, I didn't know.
Okay.
So that's a completely fair point. Thanks, Tom. So that they did this deal in 2017 where they said, okay, if he'd been given the same charter but he had access to today's technology, this is what he would have done.
Oh, okay.
And so the 2017 project was an interesting project where they decided to redo it, and they're going to bring it to the masses. And it's a partnership with InRange, KE Arms, and Brownells. So it's exclusively sold at Brownells. So they're going to come out with what's called the What Would Stoner Do 2020 rifle.
Yeah.
It comes with a Faxon barrel. It comes with a polymer lower, all polymer lower. Their goal is to try to have it at about 5 pounds.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, I like that. That sounds
great. So that's
great.
A really cool project. Just because Carl and Ian and InRange and Forgotten Weapons are massive reach channels, and so we've already have tons and tons and tons of interest in that project.
When will we see a product on that?
Yeah, so May of 2020 is the plan. Okay. So in talking with Russell Fagan over at KE Arms and Carl Casarda at InRange, it's a polymer lower.
Right.
And there are certain issues around designing pieces with polymer, and
right.
so they're still finalizing the right grade of polymer, the thickness, and all the things that go with it.
It's not like spec and steel.
No, it's not.
Or aluminum alloy or something. Yeah.
Me is definitely not an engineer. I didn't probably appreciate what it takes when you're doing something like that.
So another one of those where, this ought to be simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Right. Well, it seems simple to me. All I have to do is talk about it.
Well, right. You go, and you and I say, you guys do that.
Right.
What's the big deal? Right?
Yeah. I could run my mouth all day, but I'll let smart people in the background take care of that stuff.
Make the guns.
Yeah, and that's so like I said, May of 2020. They're available for pre-order now at Brownells.
Okay.
Brownells.com. They're going to come in right at that $16.99 price point.
All right.
Yeah. So pretty cool there. And then a couple of things that hopefully shouldn't be new news to your audience would be the Brownells retro scopes.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
People familiar with the old Colt scope, the 4-power that mounted to carrying handles. We decided to do that again to sort of complement the retro rifle launch.
Right.
Those come in at a really nice price point at $299. So it's really affordable, really manageable. And the interesting part is the optics company that is doing those for us in Japan is the same exact company that Colt used.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
And for those who are wondering, why would I do that? Because it looks old-fashioned. You would do that because it looks old-fashioned.
That's precisely right.
It looks cool. And for a lot of us in the gun world, we celebrate the history. Actually, we study history through firearms.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, firearms are a wonderful way to talk about history, right?
Yeah.
I've got a guy on my team named Roy Hill. And Roy is like the most incredible historian ever.
He is an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legitimate encyclopedia. But so he's taught me a ton of things. I've been in the gun industry for 8 years.
Uh-huh.
And he's taught me a ton of things about history by just talking about firearms. It's pretty interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Really something else.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got all of that. I mean, obviously you got everything that Brownells has.
That's all our branded stuff.
Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of things online and in the catalog.
Yep.
Are you still shipping the catalog?
We are shipping the catalog.
Probably not nearly as many people use that as they do just the online.
Right. It's really getting hard to attribute the value of the catalog, right? But we also know we also are keenly aware that there are plenty of guys and gals out there working on guns who absolutely still use it as a resource. That kind of thing. We are going to switch the timing of it, though.
Are you?
Yeah. So we're looking at potentially having the catalog. It's traditionally come out in August, and we are looking at changing that timing to be to come out right around the same time SHOT Show comes out.
Okay. I love the catalog, but even more so, I love the searchability on the website. When I need to find something, I can just go to the website and find it.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's the big deal.
Yeah. It's certainly easier, but then we talk to customers a lot, and I've heard from guys. Let's say you own a custom gunsmithing shop. You don't necessarily have a retail store, but you're a custom gunsmithing shop. You got guys who've got their pages marked. They know what they need. They're working on similar things.
Sure.
They're just able to go through, and the boss comes through and walks through the center aisle of all the gunsmiths working, and okay, we know what we need, and they still call in. So there's still certainly a value to having that there, and even a lot of people say, oh yeah, it's the older generation likes the catalog, but we still talk to lots of young people who like to flip through a book from time to time.
You know what's fun about the catalog is you find things you didn't even know you needed, but you go, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed, but I think I want that.
Right. Right. Yeah. There's a certain experience when you have that tactile feel, right? Yeah.
All right. In 30 seconds, what else do people need to know about Brownells? What you guys are up to?
One more product is the Match Precision Optics. It's a PRS aimed product. And the really cool thing is it's a 34 millimeter tube. We got a couple sizes available. Just go to the website, type in Match Precision Optics. You'll find them.
Match Precision Optics.
Yeah. And they're really a PRS optic. A lot of those optics, of course, are going for it. Great optics out there, the Vortex stuff. A lot of those are going for it. And well worth it at a pretty significant price range. We're coming in about $9.99 for those optics, which is a heck of a deal.
Yeah,
but everybody else is making great stuff too.
Yep. There you go. Ryan Repp, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, Tom.
Man, you always get it done. I appreciate it. All right, don't go far. We'll come back where we talk about some of the other new guns that have been introduced right here at SHOT Show. You may be the first to hear about them, or at least this may be the first you get to hear about them. I'm Tom Gresham. Be right back with more Gun Talk.
You need a shotgun. You really do. Home defense, hunting, tactical, target, competition. Mossberg. Yes, Mossberg. That's all you need to know. Pumps, autos, over-unders, extended mags, detachable box mags, sights, slings, 12, 20, 28, and 410. Wood synthetic, rugged metal coatings. And of course, the revolutionary Shockwave. Not technically a shotgun, but it's awesome. Short, powerful, and life-saving. Making rugged guns for Americans for 100 years. Find your shotgun at mossberg.com.
Visit guntalk.com/win to enter Gun Talk's Start the Year with SIG giveaway. 4 grand prize winners will receive one of the following: the new Sig Sauer Cross bolt-action precision rifle chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor with an 18-inch barrel and a 2-stage match trigger. SIG's BDX system with the Kilo 1600 rangefinder and a Sierra A3 4.5 to 14 power rifle scope to use with the Applied Ballistics Data BDX smartphone app. The P320 X5 Legion 9mm pistol with 3 17-round mags. Or the SIG P320 X full pistol with Romeo 1 Pro Open Reflex red dot sight. No state restrictions for the SIG Cross rifle and the BDX system. Winners pay taxes and all awarded prizes. For multiple chances to win, enter now through February 14th at guntalk.com/win. That's guntalk.com/win.
When someone leaves you their gun collection, you may want a few, but what do you do with the rest? How do you sell them? Who do you call? Well, I call Johnny Dury at Dury's Guns. Whether you're selling 1 gun or 500, they'll tell you what it's worth and write you a check. Simple, quick, easy, fair. I trust Dury's Guns. Give them a call. DurysGuns.com. Back with you, Tom Gresham here. We're having a bunch of fun in the Crimson Trace booth over here at the SHOT Show. And yes, it's not really live because the SHOT Show was a few days ago. That's okay. But we're doing this on Thursday. You're hearing it on Sunday. It's all good because we're going to bring you all the stuff that's new here, all the stuff that's cool, or at least as much as we can, because there's really more than anybody could cover here. It's pretty crazy how big this is, and honestly, how many new products have been introduced. It's a really good time to be a gun person because there's so much cool stuff going on here. Jan Mladek joins us right now from Smith & Wesson and Thompson Center and all these other things you guys do. It's pretty crazy what you guys are up to these days. And, we were just meeting with you, and you're starting to tell us about a few of the new things.
Right. You
guys are busy, man. What you been up to?
Well, certainly leading up to here in the SHOT Show, we had a lot of, new releases of product that we're kind of showing for the first time here to the SHOT Show audience. So it's been really, really busy. We start months and months ahead of the SHOT Show, kind of preparing, designing the booth, the graphics, and just how we're going to present all of that whole new lineup of product to the audience here.
Okay,
it's exciting time.
It's actually a kind of a long-ish gestation period. When you have like a really new product that starts, it's actually more than a year out. If you said, I'm going to have a new platform come out.
Oh yeah. It's starting with the any kind of research you have to do to understand the consumer wants and needs, and then kind of start the development process on that. And depending, of course, if it's a new platform or if it's a line extension, caliber extension, finish extension, they vary certainly in that gestation period. Bring it to market.
And you got some of all of that. I mean, what do you want to start with when you're starting to tell people? What do you tell them when they walk into the booth?
Well, I'd say probably the most recent product introduction that we made in late December was the M&P 9 Shield EZ.
I was hoping you were going to start with that because I just think that is so cool because I was a huge fan, and am a huge fan of the EZ in 380, and have recommended that to so many people. Where people will say, I just can't operate the slide, or I have problems. And it doesn't matter if you're new to it, if you are a small person with small hands, or on the other side of things, arthritic, hands or older hands. You say, I just can't grab that. And so we said, well, you could do the 380, and then we would always follow up with, and 380 ammo is very good these days.
Sure is,
and it is. But now you've done it at 9.
Well, the day we launched the 380 EZ Shield, the question came up, can you guys make this into 9?
That's great. Now I want you to do this thing, right? That's what everybody always does.
Yeah.
So tell me about the pistol.
Okay, great. Well, you hit the nail on the head. It really found a whole consumer category audience who really is benefiting from the easy functionality of the Shield EZ platform.
And the
starting with the 380
tells us what? What does it mean?
Well, we designed the pistol so that it's easy to rack. First and foremost, you have to manipulate your slide, rack the slide to load that first round in the chamber. And as you said, if you have hand strength issues, any type, we made that a lot easier to load that first round. Then we added a easy to load magazine feature where you can just help depress the magazine spring with some tabs as you load the rounds from the top. Easy to shoot. It has some great ergonomics to make it very comfortable to shoot. M&P, low bore axis. It's slim. And then easy to clean. So I think we hit the easy to use on all fronts.
And the M&P's been out long enough. People may have forgotten or take it for granted now that when it came out, it had that exceptionally low bore axis. And when you shot it, it was as though, wow, it feels like recoil is reduced. I mean, the amount of recoil coming back is actually the same. It can't do anything about physics, but it feels like it's less recoil because you get less muzzle rise.
Right. That's the benefit of the lower the bore axis you have, to your grip.
Right.
The less kind of, I'd say, flip you'd probably experience in the recoil.
Think about this: if you had the barrel that was even with the palm of your hand, it would come straight back.
Right.
And but if you were to hold up the grip on any of your pistols down at the very bottom of the grip, then obviously you'd have the leverage and the muzzle would come up. So that's really all you're doing. It sounds simple, but man, there's a lot of engineering went into that.
Yeah, and you combine that with the other ergonomics that the M&P is so well known for, of the 18-degree grip angle, where you have
John Browning was a genius.
Yeah, right. So you have some really good ergonomics where you have a natural point of aim with that 18-degree grip. You don't have to, raise or lower your pistol once you acquire your sight. target. So
okay, so what's the price on the 9mm easel?
So with the 9mm, it's $479 MSRP starting at. We also have versions with and without a manual thumb safety. We have Crimson Trace Laser Guard, factory installed versions of that. Easy kind of sighting system, right?
Ready to go
with the laser. And 9mm, of course, is the big story. Taking these easy features that have been so well accepted with the 380. And, now in a 9, most popular most available.
Less expensive ammo.
Correct.
Variety of ammo, bullet weights, everything else.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, if you get this pistol or any of your pistols that have a laser installed, you still, I just want to remind people, it's not sighted in. Right. You still have to adjust the laser. Don't assume, oh, gee, it came out of the box, the laser. It doesn't mean the laser sight in. It's not a big deal. I mean, and you can actually do it without even firing the gun. You can light up the sights and just put the laser on the wall. I mean, we do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we do.
And the little hex key for the window television is right in there.
It's honestly, if you're slow, it's 5 minutes. For most of it, it's 2 minutes to do it. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
So it's a piece of cake. Just understand that when you pick it up, it's like when you get a rifle package with a scope on it. It's not sighted in.
Right. It may have been mounted and everything, but better go to the range and put a few rounds down range.
Besides, that's the fun part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we got that very cool pistol. What else we got?
Okay, also in the M&P family of pistols, we have a whole lineup of the Performance Center M&P 2.0 pistols. Were all launched.
Out of the Performance Center?
Out of the Performance Center. So we've taken the M&P 2.0 with all of its enhancements pistol and added the core capability, so you have the competition optics ready optics cuts in the slide. You can have porting of the barrel and slide, fiber optic sights, Performance Center trigger. So available 9mm, 40 S&W, 4 1/4 inch or 5 inch barrel lengths, black.
Hold that thought. Take a quick break here while we watch these guys right over here chopping on a block of wood and waiting to see who loses their fingers first. This is crazy town. We're at the SHOT Show. We're visiting with Jan Mladek from Smith & Wesson. Wish you were here, but you're not. So we're going to tell you everything that we're seeing here and try to share all that with you. Tom Gresham here. Be right back with more gun talk.
From the Crimson Trace booth at SHOT Show 2020, you're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
It's SHOT Show. It's Vegas. We're doing it all over again. It's like deja vu all over again, or Groundhog Day or something. But, man, we love it here. We've got a lot of our friends here. Chris Ellis just sat down with us. He'll be joining us in just a few minutes here. We'll talk. Who knows we'll talk with? We'll talk hunting, I'm sure, because we always do. Visiting right now with Jan Mladek from Smith & Wesson, but more than that. And during the break, we're talking about what's going on with Thompson Center. And it's like your whole line exploded this year. What'd you guys do?
Right. Well, in the bolt action category, we really started with a whole brand new clean slate of new bolt action rifles that we just launched at the show.
New rifles.
Yep, new rifles or advanced of the original generation, and just talk a little bit about that. So we really positioned it into 3 categories, starting with the Thompson Center Compass Utility, which is very much the same trigger, but enjoys the MOA 5R rifling that is, goes across the Thompson Center bolt action rifle line.
Right.
And what's really exciting about it is the opening price point, and also available as a scope combination.
Really?
So from the Thompson Center Compass Utility, we then step up to the Thompson Center Compass 2. So this is like the next generation of the Compass rifle, which is so well known out in the marketplace. Right. It has a Generation 2 trigger. Which is a lighter, crisp, about 3.5 pound trigger pull set at the factory.
Right.
Available in all the popular calibers, also in scope combinations.
So you can get
threaded muzzle
with a scope already mounted or without.
Correct. Yep. They'll come bundled with a Crimson Trace optic or without. If you want to put your own glass on it, all the popular calibers, and that's kind of like the next step up. And then also within the Compass 2, we have a Compass 2 compact version. Which is real snazzy. 16.5 inch barrel length, popular calibers.
Nice.
Also in combo sets. And, you can add, I think, 3/4 inch to an inch in spacer in the buttstock, as you maybe grow into it or something.
So either for smaller shooters or for people who say, I just want a little bit smaller, lighter rifle for going up and down these mountains.
Exactly.
Or take the spacers out when I'm going to be wearing heavy clothes. Now I'm wearing winter clothes. Now the stock's going to fit me better.
Yeah.
It's just it's kind of like an AR-15 stock. You can make it fit you.
Exactly.
So, actually, I love that idea.
Yeah, it's really great, and that also will be available in scope combos as well.
Okay.
And then we step up to the Thompson Center Venture 2. Mm-hmm. So also like the Compass 2, this is the next generation of the Venture bolt-action rifle that has the new Generation 2 trigger. Mm-hmm. Comes in the Weather Shield finish and as the Venture action. Also a threaded muzzle like the Compass 2.
Now, I don't mean to put you on the spot here. I don't know if you know the prices offhand. Just give me an idea, because you mentioned like the always kind of a good, better, best kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. So the utility without the scope packages starts at $359 MSRP.
Oh, man.
Okay?
It's a lot of rifle for that.
Oh, a lot. Yeah, then you can step up to the Compass 2 at about a $405 MSRP.
Okay.
Right? The optics packages are a little bit more. And then the Venture 2 starts at $525.
Okay.
And we don't have any scope packages because at that higher end Venture 2, figure people might want to put their own glass on it.
They're going to choose their own scopes for that.
Exactly.
And you do have threaded barrels for some of these?
Yeah, for the Compass 2 comes standard with a threaded barrel, and also the Venture 2 standard with a threaded barrel. And of course, the big thing is they all have 5R rifling and MOE guarantee, which is kind of the heart and soul of the Thompson Center.
You're guaranteeing minute of angle accuracy.
Yes.
Wow.
On all of them, yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
So that's the big news from Thompson Center.
That's a lot of new rifles to introduce all at one time.
Yes. Well, we had the technology and the innovation, and it's right to keep up with being able to offer like that Generation 2 trigger.
I remember at one point, just a very few years ago, it may still be the case. I was over at the Smith & Wesson plant, and they said, actually, there's some industry group said, you guys are the largest number of CNC machines of any manufacturer in the country. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I think it was under one roof, and now it's under multiple roofs because we have multiple machining centers.
You have this incredible production capability there.
Yeah,
which is really something. I mean, and they're so good. One thing that they told me that was really interesting for those of us who are older shooters, and we're thinking, you would always, you'd buy your pistol, then if you wanted to upgrade, you'd get a match barrel. They said, no. The barrels we're making now out of the factory are more accurate than the match barrels of last generation.
When you look at the precision machining capability of a modern CNC equipment, the tolerances that you can hold, the fit, we're used to ages ago have to file and fit maybe a revolver action or something. Now everything could be so precision made to come together.
Crazy.
To be really accurate.
All right. Obviously for Smith & Wesson stuff, it's smith-wesson.com.
Right.
And for Thompson Center, what is it?
tcarms.com. Thompson Center, tcarms.com. And you can also get to TC Arms off the main Smith & Wesson site
so if you go to smith-wesson.com, you can find all the different places you guys
TC Arms link right to the main tcarms.com website, and all the information and retail price points and everything that we just talked about. The show is up and ready right on the websites.
Perfect. Jan, thanks so much.
Okay, great to see you again, Tom.
All right. We'll be right back, and we'll be talking about, hunting, triggers, guns, shotguns, turkeys, who knows what all. And we're at the SHOT Show 2020 in Las Vegas, Nevada.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
This land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, Wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
Mental health and guns. At Walk the Talk America, we are working with both the mental health community and the gun industry. Created by a gun industry veteran, Walk the Talk America seeks to raise awareness and create change through suicide prevention and firearm safety without legislation. We strive to eliminate the prejudice that firearms and mental health face. For more information and to support Walk the Talk America, please visit walkthetalkamerica.org.
Tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. Since 1979, Surefire has designed, machined, and assembled the finest flashlights, weapon-mounted lights, hearing protection, and suppressors right here in the U.S. Surefire, offering a best-in-class warranty and customer service, and used by more military special operations, SWAT teams, and hard-use end users than any other brand. Surefire, American-built, American-strong. Visit Surefire.com. That's Surefire.com.
Back with you here in Las Vegas at the SHOT Show, having a bunch of fun. This is one of those love-hate relationships. I love going to the SHOT Show. I hate going to the SHOT Show. Chris Ellis joins us right now with Timney Triggers. You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
It's like,
it's great. I do enjoy our little sit-down, though. It's quiet in here. I get to talk to one of my good friends, and it just breaks the day up a little bit. Yeah, but after about day two, I'm pretty worn out on the SHOT Show.
It's like, I don't know, maybe it's like going to Christmas with the full extended family.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun for a while.
Yeah.
And then maybe not so much. But you come here and get your annual meeting.
Yeah.
And what do they say? You got about 50-50 shot of coming out of this thing whole. Because everybody gets sick here, and it wears you down. Somebody said, this thing's trying to kill you all the time because you're in the desert anyway. There's no moisture here. And you got everything else going on, so there it is.
And you return home as an introvert. All you want to do is actually just sit someplace that's quiet and by yourself.
I told somebody, I'm going to go back and practice for hunting them. I'm going to go sit in the corner and squat down with a cup of coffee in my hand and not talk to anybody for like 3 days. Right?
Well, you know what I'll be doing because February is one of my all-time.
That's your squirrel time.
That's one of my all-time favorite squirrel time.
West Virginia.
West Virginia. Yeah, I've been blessed to have squirrel dogs my entire life. And,
okay, a lot of people have no idea what you're talking about. What's a squirrel dog?
A squirrel dog can be anything that locates a squirrel. There's specific breeds. I like a mountain feist. He uses his nose and his eyes and his ears to locate the squirrel. When he finds a squirrel, he'll stand at the base of the tree and let you know by barking.
Okay.
So then that's what really helped me become a better hunter when I was young. You got to be woods wise. But second of all, you got to hit a very small target at the top of, sometimes in West Virginia, we may have 70, 80-foot trees.
Because you're not shooting a shotgun, you're shooting a .22 rifle.
Shooting a .22, yeah. So the dog has done his job to locate the squirrel. Now it's my job with a good pair of optics to find the squirrel, and then with an accurate rifle with a good trigger to take that squirrel to complete the whole partnership of the hunt.
And a good squirrel dog will actually move the squirrel around the tree trunk for you, won't he?
Yeah. A good squirrel dog will hunt exactly the way you want her or him to hunt. So if you need help, and he recognizes, like my dog's named Boogie, which is my wife, that's a good dog named Boogie. He's actually the boogie man. My son said that he could just see the little squirrel bouncing down a tree, and all of a sudden the squirrel's eyes get real big, and he looks and says, "There is the Boogie Man."
So there you go. That's how he got a name.
That's how he got a name.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But no, really, for those who don't know, you look it up, you got this. And the squirrel, if he sees you, he's going to go around to the other side of the tree so that you can't see him.
Yep.
But that squirrel will lock in on that dog down at the base of the tree and look. And the dog can actually move that squirrel around to you.
Absolutely,
Because now the squirrel's hiding from the dog and exposing himself to you.
Yep. In a perfect world, you'd have 2 or 3 buddies with you, so you could kind of corner the tree, surround the tree. But in most of the time, like I promise you, as soon as I get home, the first thing I'm doing is going to the farm and taking a walk with my dog. You leave me and my dog Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and yeah, he will learn to, if he can't see it or if I'm taking too much time, he'll move to the other side of the tree, start barking, chase the squirrel around to me. It's just a good, it's a friendly partnership. It's a good gentleman sport, you know.
You're out actually hunting with a friend.
Yeah.
You and your dog.
Me and my dog.
Yeah.
I don't play golf, so this is my Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon.
You know what they call a golf course, don't you? The ruination of a good shooting range.
That's right. That's right.
Well, talk about that. If you're trying to, and for those who don't know, we're trying to make headshots.
Yeah.
We're making headshots on these squirrels. Yep. So we're talking about a target that might be 1.5 inches across with a 22 with a scope. It's all about accuracy. Yep. And you and I were talking, we were actually having dinner.
Yeah.
And talking about accuracy and triggers. And I was trying to figure out how to explain what a good trigger does for you. And we kind of landed on the idea of it lets the gun go off at when. It's a timing thing. Yep. Because a bad trigger, you're not exactly sure when it's going off. It's like that old thing they say, well, the trigger ought to surprise you. And I always thought, well, that's just dumb. I don't want to be surprised by trigger.
We make triggers that help you become the most accurate you can with that firearm. So it becomes a muscle memory. When your brain says, I can make that shot,
it goes off. It just goes off.
There's no physical, there's nothing that's hindering you. There's no drag, there's no creep, there's no change in trigger brake pull.
I'm going to do a weird radio thing here because I'm going to bring up this other microphone because there's this lovely lady over here. Linda Powell joins us. And you are now live with us on the air, young lady, because you're over here, and you and Chris are buds. I mean, you guys have been together a lot, and
we have been.
And I'm fixing your wire there. Okay. But as he's talking, I'm looking over here, and you're just nodding.
Absolutely.
You're an experienced hunter.
Yes.
You know the drill. I mean, and when you have it right, the gun just goes off when it's supposed to go off.
Exactly.
And Linda and I have actually shared a day or two of field with a dog.
Have you really?
Yes, we have, right in West Virginia.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I remember it very, very well. We had a dog named Patches.
Yeah.
Patches was a dear friend of mine. He happened to be the DNR director at the time, and he'd always kept squirrel dogs as well.
Okay.
Linda and I went down an old country road on a beautiful day, and the leaves were turning and falling. It was just one of those cold, crisp fall days that football should be playing and vegetable soup should be on, And the dog, Patches, went right over the hill, and she treed a squirrel in a big shagbark hickory.
Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff hanging off this tree.
Yeah.
And that squirrel was way up the top, and it was hidden. And it took us a long time with a good pair of binoculars to find that squirrel.
See, people wouldn't think about taking binoculars squirrel hunting.
You have to.
You better.
Oh, yeah? How else are you going to see them up there?
Exactly.
Yeah, people say, well, they're not like a mile away. Yeah, but you're trying to find this little thing that's hidden and camouflage itself.
Yep.
And sometimes they'll get on top of a limb and flatten out. Well, it's like they melt into the top of a limb.
That particular squirrel, all Linda could see was the ear. It was pancaked on top of that. And we had to get it in a position, make sure she was comfortable and had a great shot, and she did. She got a great shot. It was one of my favorite hunts. It really was.
I agree with you. I have that squirrel mounted, and I don't know if you remember this or not, but the bullet actually lodged in the back of the squirrel. It didn't exit.
Yeah?
I had it mounted with the bullet.
With the bullet in it?
Yeah. How cool is that?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I was going to say strange, but that's okay. But it's Linda, so.
It's not strange.
That's right.
You're cool, but you're not Linda Powell cool. I'm sorry, Tom. That's Linda.
No one is Linda Powell cool. It is true. And Linda and I have hunted strange things in some interesting places over the many, many years we've known each other. And you are a hardcore hunter.
And it happened later in life, and I think that's probably what made me even go at it harder.
Yeah.
I realized that I missed growing up, hunting and out in the field, because I didn't start until my late 30s. So, yes, I've gone at it pretty hard, but I found something I'm so passionate about and love.
It is really something, and I love hunting with dogs. It adds so much to it, the whole deal. And I got to tell you, I'm a rifle person. I love shotguns, but I love rifles. You get a good rifle that's accurate, and then you put a good. Well, tell you what, when we come back, we'll talk about that whole deal of putting a good trigger in and what you get out of it. Okay?
Sure.
We're talking with Chris Ellis from Timney Triggers. We're at the SHOT Show in Las Vegas, Nevada, having a bunch of fun here. And Linda's over here. You never know. We're going to let her pipe in now and then because you're fun too. All righty. Hey, don't go far. We'll have more news about cool products right here at the SHOT Show.
Now, Back to Tom Gresham at the Crimson Trace booth from SHOT Show 2020.
Okay, I admit it. I love this place. This is way too much fun. I get to go talk with cool people and meet interesting people and see neat products and new stuff that's introduced. And there's a lot of times you get surprised. We're talking with Chris Ellis from Timney Triggers, and Chris, we were talking earlier. I actually got to spend some time with Daniel Horner.
Yep.
What an impressive, not just shooter, but an impressive person.
He is.
From the Army Marksman. We're actually most of the people I've ever met who are with AMU.
Yeah.
Are that way.
Oh, absolutely. My grandma would say he's a fine young man.
Yes.
He's exactly grandma approved.
Yeah, but he's also predator type. I mean, if he, when he starts shooting the targets, it's like everybody just get out of the way.
Oh,
He's like a superhuman guy.
Super focused.
3-gun, PRS, all the rest of the stuff. And now you guys have a project with him.
Yeah. So Daniel undoubtedly is the best multi-gun shooter. He just is.
He just is.
I mean,
You're right.
He's a nice guy. One of his passions is he likes to design products. Huh. So he came to us and he said, I know what this trigger should feel like. After he's pulled a few triggers.
Yeah,
right?
No kidding.
So he said, I got this idea of if I can figure out how to communicate my brain how this trigger would feel to your machines and to your engineers, this would be a cool project. So we spent almost a year collaborating with him.
So he started with what's it supposed to feel like?
Yes, he
not
knew
what it is.
No, it was all feel.
Huh.
And his trigger's pretty educated.
Pretty educated.
Yeah,
okay,
and we got some folks at Timney that know a few things about how to pull a trigger. So it was interesting meeting with him and our engineers. And a year later, we came up with the product we launched here at SHOT Show.
Right.
It's a product that we're proud of. Put a name on the side of it. He's proud enough to put his name on the side of it. So it's the Daniel Horner signature AR trigger, and it's went through rigorous testing. Ridiculous amount of. Just go to timneytriggers.com and you can see.
There are a lot of AR triggers out there.
Yeah.
And people are going to go, okay, do we need another AR trigger? What's different about this one?
The main difference is, at this time in history, it is the absolute best competition trigger there is, designed by the best there is.
Okay.
And what we wanted to do is we wanted anybody, girl, gal, whatever, to be able to take this trigger, go to their local club, and compete with the exact same equipment that Daniel Horner's pulling. And we want it to be able to last a lifetime.
Okay.
And it's a pretty neat thing. If you think about NASCAR being from the South, it's almost like Dale Earnhardt helping Chevrolet design a racing car.
Right. Right.
It's kind of cool.
All right.
So Daniel come up with this trigger. It's adjustable 2-stage, which makes it unique.
Okay.
It's got things like very, very, very little, or almost no over travel. And very fast reset, because Daniel was, I don't know, but he shoots really fast.
He can actually outrun the action on an AR.
Right.
Yeah.
So when he needs things a trigger that helps him to run as fast as he can, gives him no hindrance, right?
Right.
But also helps him perform with his accuracy.
Okay.
So we had to make a very accurate trigger, had to make a very dependable trigger, and we had to make a trigger that you can learn to run fast.
What's the pull weight on this?
The pull weight's adjustable from 1.5 pounds to 3.
Okay, at 1.5 pounds, it's kind of competition or varmint. Being very
now, this is total 2-stage. This is total. So the first. So you can actually get the second part to break down to 1 pound.
Okay, now it's a really nice varmint trigger.
Yes.
And on the higher end, for me, I like them a little bit higher than that. For hunting, I would use that as a hunting rifle in my AR as well.
Exactly. You could use it easily. I mean, especially if accuracy matters out to a distance. If you're going to shoot varmints out to a distance, coyotes or whatever,
right?
Even deer out to a distance,
sure.
You're going to have an accuracy trigger. If AR is your choice, this is a great. And then you can take it and run into the 3-gun range at your local.
Okay, so what's it called?
The Daniel Horner signature AR trigger. We call it the DH3 for short, but everybody has something for short. It's just Daniel Horner's trigger that Timney makes.
Okay, you just go to the Timney website.
Yep, put it up yesterday. It's live. They can buy it now.
Okay, it's there now, and you can just drop it into your AR.
Yeah, super simple.
Huh.
Easy.
And if you're not sure about how to do that, the folks at Timney can help you. They got videos or they got people on the phone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Chris, thank you, son.
Thank you, Tom.
I know you're going to go hunt some squirrels as soon as you get back.
Absolutely. Walk off this crud.
I'm envious, man.
Yeah.
All right. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate you very much.
All right. Hey, tell you what, we will be back, so don't go far because we have more news about more cool products, some stuff that I've actually had a chance to shoot. We'll share that with you when we come back right here at the SHOT Show.